friends, and welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Brenda and I am so happy you stopped by today. If you're returning, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Today's video is going to be about Hiipoo or Hiipoo. I don't know how you pronounce it, but they are water slide decals and they are amazing. So I'm really excited to show you this. If you don't have a Cricut or a cutting machine, this is a perfect alternative for you. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, here is DIY number 1. So today I'm going to be using this water slide decal paper from Hiipoo, however you say it. And this paper is amazing. It comes with 20 sheets and it gives you full details just like you see there. And all you need is an inkjet printer and some clear spray and an image that you download from Google. I went and Googled free fall printables, and then you want to just make sure you know which side your printer prints on. So basically I started out with these coasters that I got, I think from Michael's, and I painted them with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Cashew. Once they were dry, I took my decals that I had printed, and you're just going to stick it in some water. And you see how the paper curls up? That's okay. It will straighten out. I was just kind of holding it down there a little bit, but you don't have to hold it very long. It starts straightening out. But you do want to make sure that you wet your surface, and you want to have your decal paper in that water for about 30 to 60 seconds. And then once you're done, you're supposed to hold the paper between your thumb and your finger, and then with your right hand, if you're right-handed, and then the bottom part with your thumb and finger as well, or pull. And then you just pull, you kind of slide on the top, you kind of slide it up, and then you can see the backing part, and you just pull that down. Now this, I was having a little trouble with this. This is really my first one and I wasn't holding it right, but as you can see, it moves. So you can just kind of lay it where you need to, just like I did there. And once I have it laid out, I just smooth it out with my fingers and just kind of push aside the water. And then you're just going to take a paper towel and just blot it dry. And then once I got all 4 of those done, I set them aside, and I actually set them overnight because it was late and I was going to bed, but it just says to let them dry. So after they were dry, the next day I came in. Now, a couple things that I did wrong that I wish I would have done differently is, number 1, I knew these decals were not going to take up the whole coaster space. So I wanted to paint on some stripes on the sides. Well, I should have done that before I added the decal because, and the second thing I did wrong was I should have trimmed it around a little closer to the decal than I did, because there's still some of the clear backing or coverage front of the decal. I don't know what you call it, but the clear part of the decal. And so when I was putting the painter's tape down on some of them, it was getting on top of that clear part, and so it was causing the decal to kind of pull up a little. So if you were to do something like this, you want to make sure you have your surface all prepped beforehand. And so I basically ended up having to do different kinds of stripes and stuff on each one because of where the decal was located, which is fine. It turns out okay. It gives it kind of a little more character. So once I got the painter's tape on there, I just paint a stripe. And I think I painted, like I said, I did something a little bit different on each one. And I think they're cute. They're not perfect by any means. This was my first try at it, but I think they came out looking really cute. Just kind of think through your projects before, because that's not what I did, that's for sure. So once I had them all painted and they were all dry, I took my Mod Podge and I go in and I just cover them with a good coat of Mod Podge to give them that protection. And I also took my Rust-Oleum clear spray and sprayed them as well once that Mod Podge was dry. And something I don't show is I do end up putting some little felt rounds on the bottom, and then I have these cute little autumn coasters to use. You'll have to let me know what you think. Now, I know I mentioned before that you want to know which side of the paper your printer prints on, because you want to print on the glossy side of this. So you want to make sure that when you print it out, it's actually going to print on the glossy side. So if you don't know which side your printer prints on, you can use another piece of paper to figure that out. So for the next DIY, this one, I wasn't quite sure. I printed this out, wasn't sure if I liked it, but I love the way it came out. So here I'm just trimming this down, and I took one of those white plastic cutting boards from the Dollar Tree and I painted it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Cashew. And once it was dry, I took this decal here and I'm trimming it. As you can see, I'm trimming a little bit closer. You do want to leave a little bit of an edge on the paper so that you have something. It helps with taking the decal paper off. So I just put it in the paper there. Or sorry, oh my gosh, I put the paper in the water, and after, I don't know, 30 to 60 seconds, I don't know how long I waited, I take it with between my fingers and my thumb and I just start pulling. And as you can see, once I got a little bit off of the backing, I just hold it down and just pull that backing right off. Now it did have a little bit of a bubble here, so I'm just working to get that off, and I didn't want to rip it. My fingernail wasn't thin enough, or long enough I should say, so I just got my little Cricut tool there, and that just helped me kind of get it all the way it should be. And I just smooth it out, brushing off the excess water, and then take a paper towel and blot it. And it is really pretty easy once you get the hang of it. I was nervous the first time, and I think that was partly why I was messing up a little bit, but because I was nervous using it. But it really is easy. And if you don't, like I said, if you don't have a Cricut or a cutting machine, this is a perfect alternative. So then while that was drying, I took this crate and painted it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Moss. I set that to dry, and then I took this scrapbook paper and I cut it down to the sizes that I wanted. Now, I absolutely loved this plaid. I found it in this book of paper that I got from Michael's. It was buy one, get two free, which is an amazing price. And I cut it down to where I wanted it, and then I used my glue stick to adhere them. Now, if you can see on the left side, there is those little blotches on my cutting board, and that's because I was going to paint these with stripes like I did on the coasters, but the painter's tape was pulling up the paint. So I decided instead of dealing with all that, I was just going to cover it with paper. And when I found this plaid, it was like the heavens opened up, because I knew this was perfect for this. If you're new here and you're liking what you see, and if you like home decor on a budget, holiday decor, thrift flips, gift ideas, and as well as an occasional haul, then subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. I normally upload on Wednesdays. Unless I have some challenges coming up, then I will upload on some other time, so that notification bell will let you know. And then after I had that all on and I trimmed down to size, I take my hot glue here and I am just gluing that on to the middle part of that cutting board. And then after that, I loved that plaid so much, I decided to cut some down, trim some down, and I am going to glue it onto the middle of the crate in the front and on the sides. And make sure you guys give me a like my video and a comment. That really does help my channel grow. And see, there it was. It looks so cute. So after that, I took some of this burlap trim that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to hot glue it and wrap it around that crate. And oh my gosh, you guys, as I watch this, I'm just like, I just love the way this came out. It's so pretty. You know, just one simple little decal like that, and all you have to do is just dress up the rest, and it's just amazing how things can come together. So once I have this hot glued on, I decide that I wanted to add some more of that trim along the sides of where the paper is. So where the paper and the cutting board connects, I just hot glued some of that on there as well. And then after that, I decide to make a, what do they call these kinds of bows? I am having a blank. Anyways, I make an X, and I'm just starting to layer a floppy bow. That doesn't sound right. Anyways, I'm just making an X and layering them, alternating colors and patterns. And then I am going to use some twine to wrap around it. Actually, I add some raffia to the back, and then I get some twine and I wrap it around the middle and scrunch it up real tight, tie a knot, and there you have a cute little bow. I felt like a regular bow would be too nice for this. Hey, make sure you're following me on Facebook and Instagram at Rustic and Lace DIY. So there you'll see I'm just adding some raffia. I'm taking that twine and I tie it really tight, and I just tie a knot and trim it down, and then I'm going to give that crazy raffia a little haircut. And after that, I was going to hot glue it on, and then I realized I did not dovetail the ends of those ribbons. So I go through, I don't show you this, but I did go through and dovetailed all of the ends, which you don't have to do if you don't want to. Hey, if you would like to support my channel, first of all, thank you, because you're doing it now by watching my video, but also subscribe, like, comment, and share this video with friends, and then watch those ads. That really helps me. That's how I actually get paid. And if you'd like to buy me a coffee, the link is in my description box below. So once I had that glued on, I just took some hot glue and one of those little pumpkins I got from Hobby Lobby, and then I filled the crate with some raffia, and I gave those little corns a haircut because they were too long, and add that to the raffia. And then I took some twine, and I'm making a little messy bow with that twine, and I just wrapped it around my hand like 10 times, scrunched in the middle, took another piece of twine, wrapped it around the middle, tied a knot, and there you have a really cute little messy bow, which I think is what they call the bow that I made on the top, is a messy bow. So once that was done, I just trimmed off the edges, and I'm going to hot glue that to the front of that crate as well. And then that is going to be all there is on this one, I believe. And I just think it came out so cute. You have to let me know in the comment box what you think of this one as well. I just love that plaid in the trim. It's just so pretty. And I think it's going to look great in my kitchen. Okay guys, this next one I am so excited about. So I was at Hobby Lobby and saw these pumpkins that they have a painted scene, like a truck and a barn on it, but that was $50, and there's no way I'm going to spend 50 or even $30 for a pumpkin like that. So I've been trying to figure out ways to recreate it, and I thought I might be able to do it with decoupaging a napkin, but I haven't found a truck image that I really liked. So I saw this image and I thought, oh, I wonder if I could use this decal on a pumpkin. So I thought I would give it a try, and I was super nervous because I wasn't sure if this was going to work or not. It does say that this paper works on just about anything, but I just wasn't sure. So I had bought this pumpkin from Walmart. It was like $6 because it's a little bit bigger than the ones at Dollar Tree. So I knew I was going to need one a little bit bigger to use for this, to doing what I wanted to do. So I had this on hand before I got this paper. So I check in here and sure enough, it's going to work at least size-wise. So I put it in my paper. I get my pumpkin all wet. And I don't know if you guys noticed, I forgot to get my cutting board wet before I did it, and it still worked. So I was really lucky. So then once the paper was ready, I just start pushing it up between my fingers and my thumb, just like that. And see, you can see a little bit of the clear coming out. So I just hold that against the pumpkin and I just gently pull down that backing. Now, because the pumpkin is round and has edges, of course, it didn't lay straight. So I just carefully moved it around and just kind of got it laying where I wanted it. And then I just kind of used my fingers here to smooth it out and get it to lay right inside the creases where it was falling into the creases. And I just worked at it, you know, just used my fingers to just kind of smooth it here and there, used my water to just kind of help it. I think that one corner was still a little dry there, so just add a little more water and it works out. So this stuff is really pretty easy to use, you guys. You know, I just work with it and I love the way this came out. I am just so excited about this one. This one, I think of all my fall decorations that I've done so far, this one is my absolute favorite. I love it. And I don't know if the picture of the truck had the color was pulling away on it already, or if it was partly from how I put it on, but I don't care because it helps make it look a little more rustic, and I love this so much. I can't say it enough. You'll have to let me know what you think. But yeah, here I'm just dabbing it dry with my paper towel, and it was on there, and it's so cute. So once it was dry and done, I took my Waverly chalk paint in the color Truffle and I just painted that stem. And then I knew I wanted to put some flowers on the top. So I took some of these Sola wood flowers and I just start hot gluing them on the top, and I'll have a link for them in my description box as well. And then I just go around and I hot glue them and I add some leaves, and I'm just kind of layering everything just where I like them and just where I think that they should be. And I just love this. So it is just the cutest thing ever. I just love it. How many times have I said that already, guys? Then I just made a little bow out of my black and white check ribbon and put a little pumpkin there, and I love it, guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anyways, I know I'm crazy. Okay, here is the last one. Now, this is not using the decal. I originally tried to use it, but I think it was too big and it just didn't work. It just fell apart on me. So I went ahead and printed it out on regular paper anyways. And because I had already had that board painted, I thought, okay, I want to just go ahead and do that because I really liked this picture. So I went with my glue stick and I'm just using glue all around here. Now you can use Mod Podge. I probably should have used Mod Podge. You can use hot glue. You can use whatever kind of glue you want. You can even use tape if you want, since it's paper. But I chose my glue stick and I don't know why. I just did. So so once I get done adding my glue all over this paper, I'm just going to lay it on top of that board. And there it is. And then after that, I take that little piece that I had pulled off from the top. That's why it's not black up there. And I'm just going to add that as well. Now, there's going to be a link in my description box for that Hiipoo paper. So make sure you go in and order. There's going to be a discount code as well. And so make sure you go and order it and try this out, you guys. It's not a bad price at all. I can't remember how, I think it was like $15 for 20 sheets. And this stuff is amazing. I will be ordering more of this for sure. And I'm sure I will be using this in more projects coming up. there you go. So I've got that part on, and I knew I needed to dress it up. So I just made a bow out of that plaid ribbon. I think I got that from, I don't remember if it was Hobby Lobby or Walmart. I mean, Dollar Tree. But the plaid and lace bow I got from Amazon. So I just hot glued it on. I took a couple of these little berry garlands that I got from Dollar Tree, and I am just hot gluing them underneath. And then I had one of these big pumpkins I had painted, and I was going to, they're the kind that has the little clip on at the back from Dollar Tree. I was going to put it on there, but it was way too big. So that didn't work, but I do cover this sign with Mod Podge. And then I found these little pumpkins that I'd gotten from Hobby Lobby, and I just go in and hot glue them on. And this will be perfect to go next to my coffee bar, since this fall is going to be a pumpkin spice coffee bar. So you'll just have to let me know in the comment box below what you think of these projects. Which one was your favorite? Will you be recreating any, or will you be trying this hippo paper yourself? I hope you do. Let me know in that description box. I will be having another video coming out on the 11th, so make sure you have your notification bells set. Here is a preview of all the final projects that I did with the hippo paper. I hope I'm saying it right. And let me know again which one you liked. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe bell, become part of our family. I'd love to have you join. And with all that being said, you guys, have a wonderful, blessed week, and we will see you very soon. Bye-bye.